So yeah, first of all, let's understand why blockchain. Cause blockchain is cool, right? But if you understand how blockchain works, then you will realize how blockchain is revolutionizing industries. Because blockchain is not just about cryptocurrencies; it's a technology which can be used in various industries, and for that we have to understand how blockchain works. Can I get a thumbs up if all you guys know how blockchain works, or I'll give a quick recap of what is the working behind blockchain? Cool. So most of you guys understand how blockchain works, but essentially it's a chain of blocks. But if you go underneath the hood, a lot of things are happening. There is cryptography involved. There is network layer which is involved. There is a whole consensus mechanism which is going on, which basically ensures that the data which is being stored on blockchain is safe, it's immutable, and nobody can change it. And essentially, when blockchain launched, it's launched with a cryptocurrency. That's why there is a lot of association that has been built with crypto and blockchain. But blockchain is just a technology, and on this technology cryptocurrencies can be built. Because cryptocurrencies should be safe, it should be immutable. It should be hard to hack a infrastructure which supports cryptocurrency. That's why we use blockchain. And otherwise blockchain can be used in several aspects. It could be used in a supply chain, it could be used in a medical record system, it can be used to hold a basic college attendance system, just to ensure that that data is safe, is secure, and is private as well as public. So it depends on the use case. Most of the times we get to several terms when we understand blockchain. People are throwing jargons at you. Okay, it's immutable, it's decentralized. That's how I started, right? It's distributed. There's permissionless. So all these things, but essentially it just means that it's safe. And all these jargons which are usually associated with blockchain, they are just different features which blockchain can provide you, and you can build your own product on top of blockchain technology. And you might use decentralization as your priority, or you might use distributed network as a priority. You can use just the safe or the secure system which blockchain provides you. So it's just your choice what you want to use, what feature of blockchain you want to use in your app, in your application, in your product. So as I was saying, there are a lot of things in Web3, which is sort of the new internet which we are talking about. So what the hell is Web3 right now? We moved from Web 1 to Web 2. Now we are talking about Web 3. So Web 1 was basically a static internet where you just can go on internet and see static websites. Then Web 2 came, where you can interact with the websites, you can click the buttons, you can store your profile somewhere, you can have a chat with your friends and families. So that was Web 2, where there was a dedicated storage for each user, which companies used to maintain. Now the problem with Web 2 is that sometimes we give a lot of power, lot of authority to the product companies, to the people who are running their applications. And to resolve that, we have Web3, which uses blockchain as a technology underneath. And like using Web3, we own our own data, we own our own identity. And it's not easy for the companies to control everything, because everybody part of that Web3 network controls the system. So there's no one system which is controlling. Everybody, you and me, everyone who's part of Web3 is controlling the system. And basically that is what decentralization is. Centralization is what used to happen. For example, we use Facebook. There is facebook.com. We go to the website, but all the details, all the data, all the database is managed by the Facebook company, and they have their own dedicated servers. let's say one day Mark Zuckerberg is not feeling good about that, and he just switch off the servers. Now we don't have like the Facebook is down, right? We can't access the Facebook. So that's not the case with Web3, where everyone have their own servers running, their own data, they own it, and the system is controlled by everybody. There is a consensus among the network, and people run it on the basis of code which is written for to run the Web3. So centralization is what we used to have. Decentralization is what is offered from Web3 to us. And here there is no centralized authority controlling everything. And everyone of the part of Web3 is controlling the network and own the data. Then there is immutability. So basically, when we talk about blockchain and Web3, let's take example of cryptocurrencies. So what cryptocurrencies are, it's a distributed and decentralized ledger which that records the transaction which happens among us. If I send you some tokens or coins, so that's a ledger which is being maintained, and there's whole history of transactions which is going on. That's what is stored in blockchains. In each block there's transactions which are stored, and these blocks are connected to each other via cryptography, via hashing algorithms. And because of so much cryptography which is going on, immutability is there. We can't go back in the block and change the information. If I send you 2 bitcoins, it's stored permanently on the chain, and nobody can change that and go back to the blockchain and change the 2 to 0 or like change the values, because the algorithms, the technology, the blockchain technology doesn't allow that. If someone tries to, it's a lot hard for them to basically change the data, and the cost of changing the data would be more than what they can earn from hacking the system. So that's how we prevent hacking. We make the hacking cost so much that it's of no use for the hackers. Then we have transparency, because blockchain is being stored with everybody who is part of that blockchain network, of that Web3 network. The data is open to all, it's public, so everyone can see what's happening on chain. If I, from my address, send you guys some tokens, then it gets permanently stored because it's immutable, and it's also visible to everybody. So it's transparency. And now, with a lot of upgrades happening in the in the Web3 field, we have contracts as well. We can write our own code as well on chain, which is permanently stored. And these contracts, basically, these are called smart contracts, and they are basically the law and order of that application which I can build on blockchain, and they will basically handle everything and make sure the things are working in the right way. So not just the ledger which is getting stored on chain, but we can also store our code on chain, and these code will maintain the and ensure the safety and the long running of our applications. Moving on to types of blockchains. So there are basically 3 types of blockchains which we encounter with: private, public, and consortium. Consortium basically hybrid. So let's start with public, because you all know public, because they are public to everyone. It's open to anyone. Anyone can access them, and it's fully decentralized. Just like we have Bitcoin, the currency. So this cryptocurrency is running on a blockchain, and that blockchain is publicly available to everybody. It's a public blockchain, so anyone can access it. And similarly, there is Ethereum, which has their own currency, Ether. So this Ethereum blockchain is also publicly available. Everyone can access to it. And similarly, there are a lot of cryptocurrencies which we see. Every cryptocurrency has their own blockchain, and these blockchains basically ensures the transactions. They store the transactions of that particular cryptocurrency. But several currencies like Ethereum, like Polygon, like Binance Chain, all these currencies which you see on their blockchain, we can not just use currency as well as we can store contracts. Bitcoin doesn't have that option. People are trying several methods, several tricks and hacks to like put contracts on Bitcoin as well. But Bitcoin is not made for storing code on chain. It's just a pure cryptocurrency which was built. The purpose behind Bitcoin is just to use it as a cryptocurrency. But in case of Ethereum, in case of Binance, in case of Polygon, people can use their cryptocurrency as well as they can use it to run their own application on top of that blockchain. So these are public blockchains. Then we have private blockchains which have a restricted access. Not everybody can use it. It's often used for like enterprises for their internal purpose. Let's say we have in your college, in your universities, you have assignments, right? You have research papers which you write. All these things can be securely and safely saved on a chain. And there is no need to make it public because there's no point that everyone can access it. It's your internal university related stuff, so you can keep it in a private blockchain. The blockchain will be used to basically ensure the safety of the chain, safety of the data which is being stored on the chain, and that's how that's what the use case of private blockchains is. As I mentioned earlier, attendance system, storing your research papers, storing important files and documents, your medical records, your identities, all these things can be stored on a private blockchain. That's what the use cases of private blockchains are. Then we have hybrid chains or consortium chains, which can be shared among a group of organizations. So let's say we have this example of research paper, right? So there might be a case where you want to share those research paper with some other organization. In that case, you might go with the hybrid blockchain because you are also building a private network of your own, but there are some people to whom you can give the access to that particular network, and they can directly check in the data, see what's going on in that chain, have access to the information stored on the chain, because blockchains are public in terms of the data storage, right? Everyone can access to the data if they have access to the chain. So if the chain is being private, so there no external entities can access your data. So that's how we ensure the maintenance of private blockchain. But in case of public blockchain, everything is public. You can just connect yourself with the public blockchains available out there and see what's going on, have access to their data. You can also store your own data on top of those public blockchains. So before entering into blockchain, you want to know what kind of blockchain you want to work on, because development in all these three types of blockchains are different at certain level. Initially, to understand blockchain, it's same, but when you dive deep into them, there is a lot of things which are different. So first of all, understand what you want to choose. Public blockchains are the majority of people are working on public blockchains. So according to me, you should start your journey with public blockchains, understand how blockchain works. So that should be your first step before you enter and like think of doing your like job and working in the blockchain domain. Just understand how blockchain works, understand what block is, what chain is, how a blockchain can be created from scratch. All these things you have to do. And after that, when you have the theoretical knowledge of it, then you can start implementing it practically. So moving on, how to get started. Let's see what's next. To get started, you have to understand your own journey and your own aim. There are basically three profiles in blockchain domain. There is tech profile, there is non-tech, and then there is hybrid. Best of both worlds, worst of both worlds is hybrid. Tech, as you see, it's coding, and yeah, that's it. Like you have to code, whether it be the front end or the back end. All the contracts which I was telling about, smart contracts, they are also written. We need developers who have the knowledge, who have the skill set to write smart contracts. So all these coding part, all these knowledge of programming languages, knowledge of blockchain, and the building of blockchain, all these done by the techies in the blockchain domain. They know how to code stuff, they know how to build things. Then there are non-tech profiles. If you don't want to dive into this uh, complex technical world, you can do the non-tech work as well. And if you don't have a background of tech and you still want to work in blockchain because it intrigues you, then you can start with the non-tech part as well. It involves marketing, sales, and designing. Accountants are very active these days because of the cryptocurrency market. And then there are legal professionals as well who want to work in this field, because as the communities growing, and as the people are uh, have started taking interest in this particular field, so the higher authorities, the regulations have eyes on the blockchain and cryptocurrency as a whole. So we need legal professionals in this field where they can step in, and they can understand, and they can bridge the current physical world laws to this digital world. Similarly, then there is hybrid jobs, which are basically you're coding, you're developing, as well as you have this some non-tech aspect to it. And there are several job profiles under these domains, which I'll be introducing in the next slides. But before entering into the blockchain, you have to understand what path you have to use. Basically, tech, non-tech, and hybrid. The important thing is you have to understand blockchain, all these three. Before understanding blockchain, how it works, you won't be able to understand the next steps of it. So whether you are choosing the non-tech profile or the tech profile or the hybrid profile, you have to have understanding of blockchain, cryptocurrency, obviously, and then basic understanding of how Bitcoin is working. And then obviously after all these things, they should be what I'm talking about is here is the theoretical knowledge, not the practical stuff. Practical is only required in the tech one or the hybrid one. There's no need to understand the practical knowledge of blockchain and non-tech, but just understand how theory behind blockchain, theory behind cryptocurrencies, and then you can dive in deeper according to your path. To understand blockchain right now, like 4 years back, 5 years back, when I was starting this journey, there were a lot less resources, but right now you can find definition of blockchain like on your Google search. It's available, and there are a lot of resources as well. I'll be mentioning some resources at the end of the presentation. So start with the basic, as I was saying. Don't like directly go after one keyword. Usually what I see among the people on Twitter right now, specifically, people on Twitter see some keywords. There are a lot of noise on Twitter, right? And specifically in Web3 and crypto. So they find a keyword, they go after it, they try to understand it. And after spending 1 month, 2 months, when they don't get this, when they don't understand this term, they drop the whole idea of getting into this field, and they think it's too hard for them. But the problem here was they didn't start it from scratch. So obviously you have to start from scratch, from the basics, fundamentals, what blockchain is, and how Bitcoin is working. If you are learning about it, you must have experienced several other terms like consensus algorithm, proof of work, proof of stake. So you have to understand that as well. And once you start learning all these things, and the connections will be made in your mind, the wiring will happen, and you will understand, okay, this is the whole domain. And now you can pick your particular domain where you want to work in, or you want to explore more. Um, for developers here who want to code in Web3, who want to understand how Web3 works, and who want to get a job of development, of a techie, of a developer, software engineer in the blockchain domain, you have to find your space in terms of where do you want to work in blockchain itself. 4 years back there was just blockchain developers, but now after 4 years, the field is continuously evolving. There's a lot of things happening, and right now we have three major uh, divisions which we have made. We have classified blockchain development into three parts: dApp development, core development, and contract development. So when I'm talking about Ethereum, there are people who are working at the core level of Ethereum, how Ethereum itself is functioning. There are a lot of things. There is this network layer where everybody on that Ethereum network is communicating, and that is the network layer. The IP protocols, TCP/IP, all these things are happening there. So that, as well as your consensus algorithm, which I was just talking about, proof of work, proof of stake, the consensus between the nodes to select the next block in the blockchain, and all these deep level things which usually as a user we avoid. All these things are happening at the core level of blockchain, and to work in that space you have to have knowledge of core blockchain, and you will be considered as a core blockchain developer. The technologies which usually are used in this are C++, Rust, Golang, all these the basic programming languages, and you had to have uh, the data structure and algorithm knowledge as well along with that. That is quite important. Apart from that, if you are working at like specifically in the network layer, then you obviously should have the knowledge of networks, how networking happens in the computer system. And otherwise, to create backends, to create scripts, to create other things for the blockchain network at core level, you have to have knowledge of C++, Rust, and Golang. Now, when this Ethereum layer is done, then comes the second thing, which is the application layer. So now Ethereum and such other chains support application development on top of them. There is whole blockchain technology which is working, but now you can build your application on top of blockchain, which is majorly happening right now. Uber is a Web2 company, but there are several companies who are building a Web3 Uber, a decentralized Uber which is built on Ethereum. Similarly, there are social media apps: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Similarly, just like Twitter, we have on Web2, we have a Farcaster protocol, which was just launched last year and was made public. So this Farcaster is sort of a clone of Twitter, but all the interactions, all the data is being stored in a decentralized manner on blockchain. So whatever problems which we face in a Web2 network, all these apps are getting built on top of blockchain, considered as people are considering them as a Web3 app, Web3 dApp, DAPP, decentralized app. So this dApp development is what I'm talking about for the application level. These application layers are being built. So these dApps don't have a server, just like we have in Web2, but what they have is a contract. This contract is basically the bridge between the core blockchain and the application. All the logic which we store on server, all the data which we store on server is being managed by the contract. So these contracts, or the smart contracts which we talk about in Web3, these are basically specialized code which have all the logics written in it, and these contracts are then deployed, are stored on the blockchain, and these blockchain then keep it forever. Now these applications which they want to for example, let's say the Farcaster, the clone of Twitter, the Web3 clone of Twitter, right? So what they have done is they have designed all the schemas, all the important logic which are required in a Twitter kind of application, and laid it out as a code in contract. So what is required in Twitter? People can tweet, people can put their post, people can upload images, and then people can make a profile, people can like, share, subscribe, right? All these things can be written the same way we do it on a server in a backend code which we write. All these same things can be done in a contract, and this contract is usually written in Solidity in case of chains which in case of Ethereum chain, or the chains which are compatible with Ethereum. So Solidity is a language which we use to write smart contracts. And then we have other chains like Solana, where people are writing in Rust. These contracts are written in Rust language. Then some new chains are coming up where people are allowed to write in C++ as well. Then there is Arweave, a blockchain where people can even write in JavaScript. So again, it's an evolution. There's evolution going on. There's a lot of things, new things coming in. But majorly right now, maximum like 80% of people are working on the who are working on contract level have the knowledge of Solidity, and they are working on Ethereum chain. And the front end which we build for the applications are built by the application blockchain developers, or the dApp developers. So basically they create the front end, they integrate their front end with the contract, and they make all the stuff related to how website will look, how it will interact with the smart contracts, how it will interact with the wallets. So right now, to interact with the chain, because these chains are mostly the cryptocurrency chains, so there should be a crypto wallet with you, via which you can interact with these chains. So you have to have some connection between the crypto wallet and your application, which is being done by the dApp developer. So that is a basic overview of for a software developer, where they can go inside blockchain development, or you can be the one who works on everything, and those are called full stack dApp developer, where you work on the development of application, as well as you work on the contract. And if you understand how core blockchain work, you can also work on the core. My journey started with the core. When we started, I was working at the core level. Then I moved to contract. I started writing smart contracts, and right now I'm working on the whole domains, like full stack development, where I create the dApp application, write the contracts, and sometimes work on the core stuff as well. 1 second, I'll be joining my computer with to charge it, because it's failing. Till then, anybody has question, they can ask their questions. Yeah, hi Rohan.
Hi, Kumar. I suppose it's a very good introduction because I'm a non-CS student and IT.
Okay.
Actually, I'm working in cybersecurity field. So
Yeah.
I have a small query. So how come cybersecurity field is in interaction with blockchain? You know, many incidents and many technologies have been transforming. And how come security plays a crucial role in blockchain?
Network like you and me, everyone, we can write contract and put it on chain, right? And similarly, we create applications on top of it. So we guys who are developing on blockchain sometimes don't pay much attention in development, and a lot of times what happens, it gets under the eyes of hackers, and they usually, like, it's very easy for them to siphon the funds, hack the system at contract level, because this is a very important thing. So what cybersecurity people can do is they can collaborate with the startups, they can collaborate with the applications, and they can check what you guys are doing in web 2, right? Similarly, you can do in web 3. You can do the penetration testing, you can do all sorts of testing, regression testing on these application, as well as contracts. So for contracts, from the day contracts has been like people have started developing contract, there is this thing going on which is called contract auditing, where there are companies who are auditing the contract and they find out if there is any problem or not in that contract. So we need more people in that so that we deploy safer contracts for the users. So that is the main point behind cybersecurity and the why it is important.
Because as per my knowledge, what I have gone through, majority of hacking is been a part of bugs in
In the
the
contracts.
coding, on the coding level.
Yeah.
And we as it is audits, so now people are going through set of standards in developing those coding standards.
Yes.
And like like DevOps, build, test, and rebuild, etc., etc. Those processes have been coming into picture.
Hmm.
So that is what I got to know about them. And
Yeah,
thank you for the
definitely.
information.
Yeah, sure, no issues. But yeah, definitely. The contract and these are written by the developers, right? And most of the times they write vulnerable codes. There is not enough testing which has which is being done, and due to this, we are losing money. We are losing trust in Web3. We are losing because at one point we are claiming to the users that blockchain is non-hackable. We can't hack blockchain. But the other point, we are also seeing the news like people are losing $50 million and due to hacks. So the point here is the blockchain didn't got hacked, but the contract did, and this contract had some loopholes, had some fishy code, which due to which hackers were able to steal the funds. So definitely, there are a lot of Indian companies, companies which are out of India who are working in the auditing space of contract, and also these application layer. So right now, everybody should do their job carefully because we are dealing with funds. And then cyber people from cybersecurity should also start understanding how blockchain work, and they should get into the auditing of these apps. And also the users have to be aware a little bit. I understand there's a learning curve on interacting with such web3 dapps, but eventually we need to have, because when web 2 came, it was a hard time to explain people why they have to remember passwords, right? It was very hard for like non-tech people to understand what is email, what is password. Right now there's so much awareness going on regarding OTPs and why you should not share with them, share these with everybody. Similarly, in Web3, you have private keys, which is the proof that you own an account, and why you should save it, why you should not share this with everybody, and also the awareness regarding what app to use and what not. There are a lot of these phishing is going on a lot. People are interacting with apps which are just a clone of the original one, and they interact with those apps and they lose funds. So there are a lot of bad actors in the web3 domain right now, and yeah, we are just securing it one block at a time.
Thank you. And as I got to know previously, that banks are also, different financial institutions are also coming, adopting blockchain technology for
Yeah.
international transactions.
Hmm.
So, how come blockchain plays major role in that?
Sure. First, let me finish this whole journey of a developer. Then I'll come back to this question
Yeah,
because this is a very interesting question. It will take some time. So let me finish with the roles. So I have created for you guys a little table for you. What kind of roles you can pick if based on your requirement. tech, non-tech mix, and these are my favorite domains which you can look out if you don't want to work in the conventional ways. And then if you're rich, then you can become investor. If you're not rich and you want to work, then obviously in tech you have DApp development, where you are creating applications, the front end, the UI for the users to interact with, the wallet integration, the chain integration. You interact your you build your application which interacts with the blockchain under this DApp development. Then you have smart contract development, which I just was talking about, right? We create special contracts. The code is then put it on the blockchain and it acts as a server for your particular app, and that is a smart contract. Then we have blockchain architects who design whole architecture of an app, lay down the whole process, how things can be built on top of blockchain. And let's say you are building a Zomato for Web3. I don't know why, but if you have a efficient way to build something, and you think Zomato will be good if it would be decentralized, then you can, as a blockchain architect, the architect will lay out uh, all the design for that particular app, what can be stored on chain, how users will interact with them, because a lot of moving pieces are in the chain. So the job of blockchain architect is to design a whole architecture for the app. Then we have blockchain dev. It's a very vague term, but the main job of blockchain dev is to work on the core level. Some companies look out for blockchain dev, but they ask them to build dApp. But essentially, blockchain devs have a job of working at the core level. They are asked to create a blockchain from scratch, from zero. And as a blockchain dev, you have the knowledge. You should have the knowledge of how to build a network layer, how to build data layer, how to build consensus layer, all these things. Then there are full stack dev who are building dApp as well as smart contract together. So those are the full stack developers which we have. They have the knowledge of front end and the back end, the smart contracts. So yeah, then we have non-tech. So people who are not inclined towards technical skills but still want to work in blockchain. Then there we need designers who design the front end, who design the graphics, the UI. We have people in sales who are basically selling the product. We have people in marketing. Marketing is playing a huge role right now because ultimately at one point when a technology or a product has achieved has crossed a certain barrier of development, then it should be presented to the normal users for use. So marketing plays a huge role there. Legal is the highlight of Web3 right now, specifically in cryptocurrencies, because a lot of things are happening. Recently, also, if you're aware, India has shadow banned few cryptocurrency exchanges because they were not following some rules under the FIU. So a lot of companies should have these, are looking out for the legal guys who have the knowledge of law and also have the knowledge of blockchain, so that they can take right decisions and work under the legal base. Then we have accountants who are basically again, specifically in cryptocurrency, we need accountants to lay down the layer for the legal as well as the taxation as well as whole accounting required behind the exchanges or any kind of product. Then we have mix roles which are not fully tech and not fully non-tech, which first is, and you must have been seeing this a lot on Twitter, DevRel. These are the full form of DevRel is developer relations. People who are like onboarding developers for a particular startup, and their job is to create useful tutorials and documentations for other people to understand what their product is working on and what their product is, and on what technology it is working on. And they have to organize several events, meetups and webinars to basically explain their product and increase the engagement under their whole product. We have blockchain UX. So user experience, from last 1 year, a lot of people are paying attention on user experience. There is a lot of learning curve when you are interacting with a decentralized application, an application which is built on top of blockchain. So there are people who are working in the user experience aspect, such that they are building several ways in which it's more easier for users. It's more um, like lucrative for users to use your app, instead of like going on your app and getting confused what's happening. They are trying to build such an interface that it's very much easier for users to interact with the app. Then we have quality assurance people who are taking care of the quality. They are testing all things from 0 to 100. What's going on the blockchain system, what's going on your application, on your decentralized smart contracts, everything. They maintain the quality of it. Managers we have to manage the people for a particular product or for a particular startup. We have managers. Then we have support. Support is again the same how we have in web 2, people who are helping other people who have any problem. So the support people have take care and resolve the issues of the masses. Now talking about the unconventional and a little different from what we are talking about here is content. A lot of people are making content, and you can also start when you have reached a certain point where you understand blockchain very well, you can start making content around it. Social media, a lot of startups, a lot of products are building their presence on social media right now. And if you have the knowledge of social media, if you have the knowledge of the tips and tricks behind social media, the algorithms which these Instagram, Facebook use, so you can start working in this domain. This is very interesting, and it's a new place where a lot of people are going right now. Then we have evangelists who are always talking about Web3 and blockchain. So that those are the evangelists. And then we have community managers who are managing the community. All these applications, all these products, all these startups initially start with a small community where people are using it. It's not like Web2 where we directly launch in public. So these community managers manage the community. They handle all their Telegram group, WhatsApp group. They try to get more and more people in for to use their product and help maintain the community. Then there is obviously the CEO. You have any idea, you can simply start building it and name yourself on LinkedIn as CEO. So this is one of the mostly commonly used term right now on LinkedIn, where everybody, even if they are in college or even they are in school and they have some idea, they start building on their own and they name themselves as CEO. So you can also do this unless you are until you are running your own application. You are the CEO of that. You are the founder of your application. So these are several roles, and again, there's no some fixed roles. Web3 is new, blockchain is new comparatively, and there are a lot of ways. Everyone has their own journey. Everyone have their own path. You can create your own path. There is no fixed path yet. That's the best part of Web3. You're not restricted by the society or the community. So one day you feel like you have some idea, you start creating your idea, you start working on the idea, and maybe you get enough recognition and you can raise some money and you can start your own startup as well. If you think you are good at working as a freelancer, you can do that as well. If you want to get a stable life and do the 9 to 5, there are a lot of options for that as well. So there's no fixed path in this particular domain. Then we have a random data, because when I was creating this webinar presentation, my founder kicked in and I thought, why not add some random data for you guys. a pie chart looks nice, right? So this is based on how many people are working on these chains. So Ethereum currently has 35% of users, developers who are building on Ethereum. There are Bitcoin has 20% developers building. Binance chain has 20%. Solana is 10%, but it has increased a lot in last 2 months. It's another story which we can discuss. Then Polygon is 15%. So these five are basically some promising chains which you can work on, and you should definitely explore more, because not these are not the only five, but these are the five where you can start with, because as when you're starting you will have questions, and to answer that questions there should be a community, active community for that, right? So these chains will be right for you guys to start development. And once you have the knowledge, then you can start exploring and build anything on any chain, create your own blockchain. So there's no limit to it. Now, how to enter, the main question, how to enter in the blockchain world, in the blockchain community, in the blockchain job space. So I've created a little flow chart for you guys how to enter. There are 4 ways: job portals, target jobs, open source, and network. And you will uh, get more out success rate if you try all of these. But like the journey, most of you guys are aware of job portals where you directly go and apply, and you give the interviews. There will be task submissions, technical exam, all these things, and then you get the job. So this is the conventional way of getting a job, right? Job portals पे जाओ, account बनाओ, apply करो, interviews दो, task submit करो, technical exam दो, HR round दो, ये दो वो दो, उसके 3-4 round के बाद you get a job. Otherwise, the other option is target jobs. Instead of going to a job portal and finding out like applying to all the companies which are listed on job portal, you should find out your own job, and that you can do by a little bit of research. So now you have been working in smart contract development a lot, you know, you understand solidity, and you are creating smart contracts for a long time. Now you can target those startups, those companies who are into smart contract development one way or the other. If they are building something of their own, or they create products, they send service based company and they are creating smart contracts for other people. And on this knowledge you can apply and target those companies which you have in mind. Just target them. You can connect with them on LinkedIn, Twitter, Discord directly, and message them what you want. You want to work as a smart contract developer, and wait for them to reply. Because the best part is Web3 community is very much active on LinkedIn and Twitter. So there are high chances of for you to get a reply from them. And more than 50% times I have seen people getting jobs this way, targeting jobs. They directly send the message to the company, and they schedule an interview with them. You share your profile, you share your projects with them, you share your GitHub with them. If they are impressed, they will be hiring you definitely. The other way is networking. You network with people on social media or on offline events. You can go to offline events happening around your place and meet new people. Or if you don't like to go out, definitely you can use social media. It's the best place where you can connect with several people from different domains, different industries, and share your knowledge with them. Make some noise, and let them know what you are doing, and then you can directly straightly like ask from them what you want. You want a job in smart contract, in application, in blockchain, whatever. The fourth process is open source, because there are 2 ways. Either you create your own personal projects, you learn and create your own projects, or you can do open source. There are a lot of companies, a lot of startups, a lot of products which are open source, which allow everyone to contribute to their code. and you can check out their code. You can contribute. After contributing, you can make some noise on the social media, and you can also do the important stuff of letting everyone know in your personal network as well. So that's how people get recognition a lot. A lot of people have got jobs when they were contributing open source. And usually if you have time, it's the best way to like hone your skills as well as contribute to the society. And there are always like either you get job and you get paid off, or there are a lot of open source code which give out bounties. So you will be getting bounties as well for your bounties are basically rewards which you get for your contributions. So like this is a basic flow for you, which I have tried and tested a lot of times, and seen a very good response. I have seen people around me doing this and following this path, and have seen them going into amazing places. So that's the best part of Web3, right? You have several ways. It's a small community, but which makes it good because it's not that small right now. But again, it's a small community, and you have a lot of options which you can do. You can try your own path. Yeah, go to offline events if you have the option for that. Meet new people, connect with people who are working in this industry on social media. A lot of times they will interact with you with a positive energy. So yeah, make your way. ये जिसने भी लिखा है बहुत बढ़िया लिखा है. There is no limit to ways you can get jobs. Your next big job is just one DM away. In fact, जैसे for me, one time I thought, if you all know Hard Hat, it's a smart contract development tool which is being used in like a lot by the developers. So I thought, why not I should try and work for Hard Hat for some time. So I was wondering how can I connect with them. So I went on to their Discord, and I directly sent them a hi to the people who were moderating the Discord, and I then told my journey. I gave my portfolio, what I am building right now, what is my journey, what I have built in my like previous years. And they replied. It was a positive response from them. They agreed to schedule an interview. So it was that easy, right? You just go to their Discord, and you are there already in the community, and you can land a job via that, which is very uncommon of how the jobs in Web 2 you have, right? Where you are applying day and night, and you're not getting response half the time. When you get response, you find out there are 5 interview rounds where you have to submit tasks, 2 6-hour tasks, and then have 2 hours interviews. So that's the case. So yeah, I guess that's it. Now you can have the questions. We can have the Q&A, and if you there's one more thing. There are a lot of starting, like how to start in Web3 and what are the resources to learn. There are a lot of resources which are there, which are freely available on internet, and you can directly access them. If you are good with documentation, I prefer documentation a lot. Directly hit the white papers, hit the documentation, whether it be Bitcoin or Ethereum. Understand from their white papers what they have built. If you are focusing on some smart contract or some product, directly go to their documentation and understand how things are going on. So that's the best part. But if you like audiovisual kind of content, then you can go to YouTube and look for Eat the Blocks channel. Eat the Blocks is really nice, where you can find all major coding and development stuff there. Otherwise, you can also go to Patrick Collins. Patrick Collins is a person who is well known in the blockchain space. He has been creating content for last, I don't know, many years, and he started very early. So you can find a lot of information on his YouTube channel. So you can definitely go to Patrick Collins. For your smart contract journey, you can go to Crypto Zombies. It's a nice platform. They have given the platform a gaming look where it looks like you are playing a game, but you'll be learning smart contract development, Solidity along with that. So you can check out Crypto Zombies as well. And for more resources, you can go to my Twitter. You can go to my Twitter, and I have pinned one tweet at the top of the profile, which you can refer for the whole roadmap of how to get into Web3. So yeah, that's it. You can DM me on Telegram, Harry911. Follow me on Insta for decentralized content. And that was me, guys. Thank you very much for listening. Now you can have we can have the question answer round. Rohan, you were asking some questions earlier. You can also ask that again.
No, I want to give space for other people. I'm asking, so I'm just.
Sure. Bhargav, yeah, shoot.
Hello, sir.
Hey, Bhargav.
Sir, in blockchain field, the things are changing very rapidly. Like 2-3 years ago, learning Solidity is enough to get a good high-paying job.
Yeah.
But now, other things are also important to get a good job. But so because of that, I am a little bit confused. How much or what are the skills I should learn to get a high-paying job to secure my future?
See, unfortunately, like tech field is like that only. Things get evolution happens all along. There is no such thing ki it will stop at one point. In case of Web3, it is very quick. There are a lot of moving pieces. In fact, if you are a smart contract developer, you must be knowing that Solidity compiler gets updated in days. Last week it was 0.8.1. Today it is 0.8.2. So a lot of things are happening, and we have to keep ourselves up to date. Otherwise, there's no option apart from that, right? So whatever's happening on social media, on Web3 space, just stay active and keep exploring. That's the thing. But yeah, right now the thing is you can pick a domain. Like if you want to go into smart contract, just stay in the smart contract field and understand the Ethereum network, the EVM, the opcodes. Go to their expertise, go to the expert level, okay, and then you can feel secure about that, because there will be no major upgrades in that particular field for a long time. A lot of chains are using Ethereum EVM chains, right? There are a lot of EVM chains, so smart contract development in Solidity will be there for a long time. It's just that we have to keep ourselves up to date and become expert in one domain. That's it. If you are working as a full stack developer, so you have to keep yourself up to date regarding the front end frameworks you are using, or the backend, how backend you are creating. So whatever field you are in, you have to stay up to date in that case. There's no other option. Apart from that, there's no need to take there are always all kinds of opportunities are there, so pick that which interests you the most, because sometimes keeping ourselves up to date is also very draining. But the point behind that is that we are not well interested in that topic. So first of all, pick the topic which interests you the more. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, sir. Thanks.
Thank you. Anyone else?
So Kumar, as I am asking before, so I got it is on the news that Hong Kong Bank, some other 3 or 4 banks combined, trying to revolutionize the financial transactions between banks,
Yeah.
because there is a Europe and US uses one type of transaction, swift transaction methodology.
Yeah.
And because of the geopolitics, some countries are being violated from the swift, like Russia again. So how
Hmm.
come blockchain coming into picture in such way to, for not, let's say for example, for our country not to be impacted?
Not to be impacted in terms of like
Financial yeah, during
will
the financial.
blockchain take over the
Yes,
financial?
yes.
Okay, okay. See, there are two school of thoughts in this particular topic. So when people are talking about financial, geo-financial, geopolitical world, and the problems and the benefits in that space, uh, some say it should totally be on blockchain, because there will be no restriction, there will be no central authority which will be ruling which will be controlling everything, right? So because right now every country wants their control in the global financial market. Even in their own country, the government needs to have a control. They want control over the financial transactions happening within the country itself. So, and we all know about how America is regarding the USD, the dollar. They want to keep the dollar as the priority for every transaction happening globally. So, and this comes with a lot of sanctions and bans which they make to the countries which they don't like. People think blockchain will stop this because it's universal, it's used globally, and no one can stop it. Some say ki, again, this is based on technology, so we can't really trust it. We need a authority which we can trust. What I think is that in future, both these tech, like the technology, the blockchain technology, cryptocurrencies, and the centralized authorities like government, banking systems, they will go hand in hand, because that is the only way through which we can regulate the currencies, as well as we can make the currencies mainstream. The banking systems can make the currencies mainstream. They can use the benefits of blockchain technology, which is decentralization, distributed, right, low cost and quick transactions. But at the same time, these currencies have a lot of negative impact as well, honestly, because there is transparency in terms of the data, but privacy in terms of users. When I send you a transaction, nobody knows who sent this transaction to whom, because we are not connected to the system with our real identity, with the national identity or the universal identity, right? We are just using one account address which is given to us by the chain itself. So to maintain regulation under that privacy which we are providing to the user, there should be some authority to control that. So I am pro regulation, but in terms of taxation, I don't think the any country has taken a good measure for taxation. Everyone is trying to control a lot in terms of taxation, but there should definitely be some regulations in that. And there will be no overpowering happening. They both have to go hand in hand, otherwise there will be no point of blockchain. However, we like whatever it is, decentralized and distributed, if it's being totally 100% controlled by some authority, then there is no use. We Other countries like even India is being trying to make digital tokens, digital coins, digital rupees, and most of the times it is fully centralized. PayPal used created their stable coin PYPUSD. The contract had a lot of issues, and when people started exploring how it is being used, then they found that the token is based on chain, is created on chain, but the authority of each and everything is under the PayPal. So then there's no point of creating such currency, right, which is totally under uh, the authority of a centralized organization. So yeah, that is my opinion on that. But a lot of people, industry experts, founders of crypto exchanges, investors, big investors, VCs are having conversation with government right now, globally as well as in India, and we are just hoping for the right decision. Anything else from anyone? Any questions or doubts or queries? If no, then if you have any question later on, anytime in future, you can DM me directly on Telegram, or you can scan this. This will take you to my Instagram, and I make little bit content there as well. So you can follow me on Instagram. Join our community, the Blockchain World Co. This is our community which we have, and join us. There is regular, broadcasting of information for blockchain and Web3 and crypto. And if you want to join a specific community for developers only, then you should text me on Telegram. I'll join you to our inclusive Telegram community where all the developers are, where we discuss development problems. So it is a closed group. So just ping me on Telegram. And yeah, thank you very much. God bless you, and you become distributed in many roles.
Hello.
Yeah, Chetan. Hi.
So thank you, Harshit. I guess सबको पसंद आया आपका सेशन. So thank you for this amazing webinar.
Thank you so much for inviting. Thank you so much to everyone here.